For the past 14 years, I have been involved in the case of Private Danny Chen. Danny Chen was a 19-year-old soldier, an American soldier of Asian descent, who was found dead in Afghanistan after weeks of racial taunting and hazing by 8 of his superiors. He was a Chinatown son, which was important because this was an advocacy effort led at the grassroots level in Chinatown. I think it's connected because a community thrives when there are young people, when there are children, because then the schools flourish and there's a sense of community. You need to have housing for families. In Danny Chen's case, it's because there was a community there that we were able to have a grassroots campaign to fight back.
I think the jail project is a complicated thing. There's a pretty big opposition to the jail in Chinatown, mostly because I think for a lot of people, they feel sort of hemmed in on all sides by the jail and by One Police Plaza. Right, the neighborhood can't expand in that direction because there's so much of this carceral infrastructure that's there. And then the jail will also be very large. It's going to loom very, very big over Columbus Park. People are worried about sunlight. People are worried about the fact that Chinatown is built on a very unstable landfill, and so building something so big there is really dangerous and can impact a lot of the buildings. Already there's been, issues with some of the surrounding buildings during demolition. And then obviously, jail conditions are a super big concern. So there's actually a large population, I think, of a large group of formerly incarcerated people who are actually in support of the jail plan. And part of it is because the conditions on Rikers Island are so incredibly bad that something has to be done. The other thing is people struggle to, the Department of Corrections often can't bring people to their court dates on time. They really struggle with helping people meet court dates coming from Rikers, and so it's important to have people that are kind of near to the courthouses to try to make sure that people are getting a trial in a timely manner, right? So there's actually a lot of very diverse sort of conflicts around what it means to have a jail in Chinatown and what this represents for the city as a whole.
I think it's controversial. It's an issue of equity in the sense that Chinatown historically and present day has been the target of the location of jails because the least political fallout if it's placed in Chinatown, because many of its residents may not be naturalized citizens or citizens. So for elected officials, it has least political fallout. Do I think jails should be in local communities so families can have access to their loved ones in jails? Yes. Do I think the jails need to be located equally in all neighborhoods? Yes. And so I think Chinatown has borne its share of jails, and I think the city needs to examine whether the location of the jails are equally distributed across the city.
I was like, okay, I'm ambitious actually starting field work, seeing the way that like younger generations are trying to keep a connection to the sort of older histories of Chinatown and preserve people's memories and preserve sort of the older Chinese culture. I think that's really special, and a lot of the people, you know, it's not like people who were born and raised in Chinatown either, and I think there's a way that Chinatown becomes a very symbolic part to what it, like sort of the Chinese population in New York City that is very spread out, but there's a way that Chinatown represents that for people, and I think
我是就在这里唐人街，他们有些人就在法拉盛啊、布鲁克林啊别的地方，对，星期天都过来。
It's really rare for a newcomer to New York City to have a scheduled gathering outside of home or school, especially when it comes for study. So I feel like it's precious for us to have a place to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
也是住在 Chinatown 吗？
没有，
在 Staten Island。每天的 commute 是不是也蛮长的？
很长啊，每天来回要4个小时的哦。
要。您觉得 Chinatown 这个地方在过去的10年内有什么重要的变化吗？
变化多了，很多唐人都搬走了。
很多唐人都搬走了。
是啊。
Why？
一来房租贵，二来地方就老啊，比较老，都是搬法拉盛啊、布鲁克林啊。
And then, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us that I haven't gotten into, or that you may want to go back to?
Again, it is about education. You know, it really is about education. And so I'm in the process now of processing 2 youth who have been referred to us right now as we speak. Education really breaks down barriers, and it's a program that is very, very successful. And the training for this program happens in the heart of Chinatown at the Immigration Social Services of New York.